you feel like this team win a title this year?
Oh yeah, it's 15-2, and I'm not even out there yet. Think about that. Really think about that. More motivated than ever as well. I want a championship so bad, more than anything.
All signs continue to point towards Sunday against Cleveland for Klay Thompson's return.
Klay Thompson has become a fan favorite, more so in the past 2 years.
I faced Kevin Love here on us pitching. He was about it. I beat him right in the back. I knew he was going to be a calf.
Hey, see that top 75 list? Forget that shit.
But the NBA was very different the last time he played. Kawhi was on the Raptors, Westbrook and Paul George were still on the Thunder, CP3 and Harden on the Rockets, AD on the Pelicans, Kyrie on the Celtics, Jimmy Butler on the Sixers, Ben Simmons was playing games. Point is, a lot has happened over 2 years. The game has changed, and yeah, Klay could come back better than ever, and here's why. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Drop a like if you're excited that Klay Thompson is finally coming back. That should be everyone. If you don't, you just don't like basketball. And to the 86% of y'all that ain't subscribed, let's get to Klay Thompson's 3-point percentage of 42. Cool. Without Klay, the Warriors are the best team in the NBA. Adding Klay just makes this so unfair. Now the Warriors are a super team. It's just, oh my... Imagine actually believing that, especially when before the season even started, so many people were saying that the Warriors just need to stay afloat until Klay comes back and then make the playoffs as a lower seed. Revisionist history is something, huh?
Steph will be 34. Klay will be 32. I don't think they'll contend in what's left of Steph's prime, Brandon.
The Warriors are fourth in offense behind the engine that is Stephen Curry and his gravity, and first in defense behind the anchor in Draymond Green, who has a sub 100 defensive rating. Like, what?
First team all defense.
Yet the Warriors don't have that much lockdown perimeter defense. Their team defense is amazing. Draymond puts on a masterclass. I mean, there's so many times that Dray is doing it all. Whether it's defending an off-ball cutter, recognizing a mismatch, and recovering to defend a layup at the rim, all in the same play. He's commanding off-ball switches to make sure defense doesn't break down. The Warriors have players who work hard and play good team defense. And Draymond is running all of it. Thinking Basketball did a great breakdown on it, but I want to focus on this one play. The Warriors trap high to get the ball out of LaVine's hands. LaVine passes to Johnson, who's not really a threat to shoot, so the Warriors kind of stay home. Poole has sort of rotated to stop the ball, and Draymond is helping, but at the same time is ready to explode to DeMar, who is getting ready to cut. Curry is staying in the passing lane, preventing the pass to Lonzo, but still being able to recover to Caruso, which is what he does. Jordan Poole slides back to Lonzo, and Looney comes back to guard Johnson. There's another pick and roll, and Caruso does a slip pass, which makes Draymond have to kinda guard too. Draymond commits, and you can see Wiggins coming back to help. Looney also comes, and then Wiggins recovers back to LaVine, who is right now open for three. And just like that, a whole possession defended. This is the epitome of great team defense. Players know when to stunt, when to help, when to recover, how to cover two passing lanes, and they're all doing it in sync. Andrew Wiggins has become a much better team defender. In fact, one of the biggest reasons the Warriors have done so well this season, apart from players finally knowing how to play with Steph now, is Andrew Wiggins developing into an all-star level player. Wiggins' glow up from this to this.
Steph thought about that from the hash mark.
He has been shooting as efficient as Klay Thompson, shooting 42.5% from three and 49% from the field, averaging 19 points per game. He's not only taking tough mid-range shots that he'll miss.
What the hell was that?
It's still there, but now 67% of his shots are threes versus only 29% 2 years ago. In fact, the Warriors are 7-7 when Curry shoots under 40%. That's 500. Of course, there is Curry's gravity, but Wiggins has covered a lot of the offense by being a second option. Steph can at times be inconsistent.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
And while he does a lot of other things, at the end of the day, the Warriors offense is still Steph Curry. They're 21-0 when he shoots above 40%. I'm talking about all this for a championship, and in the playoffs, each game counts. So having one subpar shooting performance every 3 games is dangerous. Klay just standing there on the court on the wing one pass away may be enough to alleviate some of these high traps defenses use against Curry. If you didn't know, Klay's career average 3-point percentage is 42%, and he's doing stuff like this.
A long three for Thompson.
If y'all know the streams, Game 6 Klay is godly. If you've seen the G League highlights of Klay, he hasn't lost his shot. It's still lethal in all situations. Klay doesn't need to be super explosive, although that would help him running off screens, and more speed doesn't hurt, unless you're going too fast like Westbrook. Try! His game was never predicated on bursting by opponents. He scored 60 points in 3 quarters on 11 dribbles. Klay as a decoy is an amazing weapon, and maybe that gets Curry out of the worst slump of his career. Man got to 3,000 threes and decided that was it. That's tough! But perhaps the most important thing, which I was alluding to before, is Klay Thompson's individual perimeter defense and his ability to lock down wings. Gary Payton Jr. has been a pleasant surprise and has been their ball stopper, especially for guards. The guy that picks up 94 feet and will make handling the ball hell. Wiggins has played great wing defense, for the most part being put on the opposing team's best player, so having a negative defensive field goal percentage is a win, and it allows Draymond to play safety and roam around a lot. Even Curry has actually played solid defense and is having his best defensive season. But having Klay out there to guard ball handlers and then switch on to wings on pick and rolls, that is the single most important thing that Klay needs to do, and perhaps the hardest thing to do after recovery. You see, quick lateral movement and even quick vertical movement gets obliterated by injury. That first step is a bit slower, and that matters a lot in defense. But there is something in his favor: the rule changes. See, if you've ever watched Klay Thompson play defense, you might have noticed that he does not really foul in the regular season. He moves his feet really well, uses his body, and he's 6'6", so point guards especially feel that size. Pause. He's only averaged 1.8 fouls per game since 2014. That changes a bit in the playoffs where Klay averages 2.6, but that's still amazing for guarding the opposing team's best player. But with the rule changes and how refs have been officiating, Klay may benefit from being physical, not really reaching in because that's not a style of defense, because in most cases, offensive players will try to initiate contact, and even that won't work. So Klay can use his size a bit more, maybe lean a tiny bit more. It could be just enough to bridge the gap for his potential loss of speed. But why is all this so important? Because having Klay means that Steph gets to work less on a defensive end, especially when he's moving like this on offense. The way the refs are calling it, you get a 6'6" guard that is the ultimate 3-and-D specialist, and as good as Klay's shooting is, he's easily a top 5 shooter of all time, his defense is what makes Klay different from so many 3-point marksmen. If his defense is there, the Warriors are back. Klay is motivated, possibly more motivated than ever. He's ready to prove doubters wrong about his injury and about not making the top 75 list.
Hey, see that top 75 list? Forget that shit.
We're seeing more and more players come back from what were previously thought to be career-ending injuries. Zach LaVine tore his ACL 5 years ago, came back, became an all-star while still dunking like this. Kevin Durant ruptured his Achilles 2 years ago, and now he's leading the league in scoring. These types of injuries even 7 years ago meant that the player wasn't going to return back to form. But now we're seeing more and more players not only just return back, but actually get better. Klay tore his left ACL in the 2019 NBA Finals, and then he was almost back, but he tore his right Achilles tendon in 2020. And it was in the most unexpected way, a 2-dribble pull-up shot. Yeah, a move that Klay has done thousands of times. For such a drastic injury to occur on a simple everyday move for him is definitely worrisome. Imagine if just walking around resulted in you tearing your Achilles. The amount of work Klay put in mentally to trust in making common basketball movements must have been a lot. And with these advancements in sports medicine, that's the main reason why I'm looking at Klay to actually return back to being Klay Thompson. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. Welcome back, Klay. I'm excited to see what Klay Thompson does on the court because it's usually exciting to watch. But what do you think? Where does Klay rank all time? Is he in the top 75? Oh yeah, new tech channel. Still working on the video for that one, so you know it's gonna be good, so check it out. The all-day notification shout goes to Ada Chen. Thanks for the all-day support. I'm coming back to Twitch. Stream tonight. One hot take go, so be ready. And if you're still here, you're a real one, so comment Game 6 Klay, so I know. Drop a like if you like the video, and subscribe, turn noise on if you really like the video and the content. It's your boy MJ. We out, and we vibe.
Okay, just hop in my spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No.